Hi guys, welcome back. It's me, Ranveer. Today we're going to be going over 10 simple yoga poses. So these are just basic poses that a lot of teachers use. You'll see them wherever you go. These are quite well known. But this is just to let you guys know how to do it properly and how to do it so that you're getting the most out of the pose and you're getting the best possible stretch. So the first one that we're going to start off with is the most common one that you'll see, downward dog. So for this one, we're going to come into the middle of your mat, come up onto your knees like this, place your hands at the front of your mat in front of you, keep the fingertips spread wide so the pressure is distributed. You don't want all your weight to go into one finger and that can hurt a lot and maybe even cause a fracture. And you're going to come up onto your toes and just push back, pushing your hips towards the sky. And if possible, you want to get to the heels of your feet to touch the ground. Not even I can do it yet, but if some of you more flexible people out there can do it, that is the goal. Just try and get one heel to the ground at a time. If you can, move your feet even closer. Just try to get your stomach in and your hips up towards the sky. And then from here, you can just feel it out, stretch around, and yes, that's downward dog. The second pose that we're going to be doing is called tabletop. You may have seen this in some of my previous videos. It is commonly used, and you'll see this quite a bit. So you're going to come down onto your knees like we did for a downward dog, but here you're going to place your hands a bit closer to you, same fingers spread out, but your hands want to be right below your shoulders, and you want your knees directly beneath your hips, and if you look between your legs, you don't want to be able to see your toes at all. So just find proper alignment here. You want a straight back as well. And this is just a favored position as it's easy to transition between other poses like cat-cow, which you go in and out, and then you try to find a nice breathing rhythm, so cat and cow. And then a lot of people also like to do balancing table, so you put your opposite arm and opposite leg up. But for this, you make sure you want to have your tabletop position correct, so whenever you're doing those poses, you're actually doing them right. So remember, your wrists right beneath your shoulders, your knees directly beneath your hips, and make sure that you can't see your toes if you look between your legs. So remember, just always have proper alignment whenever you're doing a pose in this position. For the next couple of poses, we're going to be talking about the warrior poses. And anybody who knows about yoga or has seen yoga has probably seen the warrior poses, but you need to know how to actually get into them and how to make sure you're doing them correctly. So first we'll be starting with warrior one. So you can choose either your left leg or your right leg to put in front. For you guys, I'll do my right leg. So you want to put your right leg out in front, put your left leg back, make sure you get a 90-degree bend in your front knee. And as for that back foot, you want to make sure that isn't pointed directly perpendicular. You want to make sure it's tilted slightly as you want to feel a little stretch in your leg. Then you put your hands up, you can keep them straight, or you can do what we call goalpost arms. So you can place them like this. I prefer to do it straight. So remember, you never want to give up the bend in your front knee. That's very important. Just have a straight back and proper alignment, and that should be simple. And then from here, people commonly go to warrior two, so we'll quickly be explaining that. Start in warrior one, make sure to still have that bend. Then from here, you're just going to extend, turn sideways. And from here, you're going to turn that back leg, make sure it's pointing perpendicular now. And then you're going to be looking out over your front arm while still keeping the 90-degree bend. Just very simple. The only difference is your arms come down, you're looking out in front of you, and your foot is just twisted. And make sure for this you have a wide stance. You want to make sure that your center of gravity is in the middle, and so you're not leaning one way or the other. And you just want to have a nice stable pose. So you just saw both the warriors, but another warrior that people may not actually know about is the reverse warrior. So for this one, you're going to come back into warrior two, keeping that front leg bent, that back foot perpendicular, with your arms like this. For this pose, you simply turn your front palm and you just reverse your warrior. So you take the front arm, arc it above you, and look up to the sky. You feel a very nice back bend here, and it's just a good way to get a stretch out the lower back. For this back arm, you can place it on your leg, you can place it behind your back, wherever's most comfortable. And this is just how you reverse your warrior. The next pose we're going to be doing is called pyramid pose. This pose is similar to the warriors. So for this one, you'll have your feet similarly oriented, but you're not going to bend your front knee this time. This time you're going to keep both your legs perfectly straight, and you're just going to come down and try to get at least one hand to the floor, or if you can't, the ankle. You can bring the other arm down. You can even do a stretch like this. There are many variations of it depending on who your teacher is, but the main point is just to have both your legs straight and at least try to get one arm to get to the ground. And you can just get a nice stretch in one calf. You can try it on the other leg, both legs, and you can just get a nice distribution of the stretch. For the next pose, we're going to be doing tree. So you may have seen this in some movies or some other videos, but for this you want to stand with your feet shoulder width apart. Then from here, you're going to bring one of your legs up, it's your choice. So you can bring that leg up to your calf or to your thigh, but do not bring that leg to rest on your knee. That can cause damage. So if you can, bring it above, up to your thigh, as high up as you can. And if you can't, just let it sit below, but do not bring it up to the knee. So you're gonna bring it up and just balance here. You can bring your arms to your center if that's comfortable. And people who want to take it a bit further, they can bring their arms up. They can even stretch up here to get their sides. If you're having trouble balancing, a good thing to do is just to find a spot in the room and focus on it. That makes sure you don't move your head, so that can bring you better balance if you have trouble with it. So if you're having trouble balancing, like you're waving, just focus on a point right now, and then come back to center. For the last 3 poses, we're going to be doing some resting poses. So the first one is called child's pose. So for this one, you're going to come down onto your knees one more time. And like we did for downward dog, you're going to come down like this. But instead of putting your hands out, you're going to bring your knees to the edge of your mat and have your feet pointed in. And then from there, you're going to sit down into your legs and put your arms out way in front of you and just come down. If you can, touch your forehead to the mat. It's okay if you can. But this is just a resting position. It might be done after a cool down if you just had a very intense pose that you couldn't quite get. So you just come down here to relax a little bit. And that is child pose. The second to last pose we're going to be talking about is called the supine twist. So for this one, you're going to come down all the way onto your mat, on your back. This will typically be done near the end of the session after you're done with all the harder poses. So for this one, you pick a leg. So for this one, we'll do the left leg. You take it, pull it up to your chest, and you rotate it to the opposite side of your body, keeping the other leg straight. Then you take your opposite arm and look out over it. This is just to get a side stretch and to cool down the body after a workout. You can switch sides. So we just did on the left side. Now we'll take the right leg, take it up on the opposite side of the body, and look out over your right arm. You can do this on either side. And this pose usually leads into the last pose we'll be discussing today, which is Shavasana or corpse pose. For this, you simply lay on your mat in a natural position, your hands at your side, and this is just a meditative pose. So you lie down, you can close your eyes, and you just reflect and think on anything you wish. And that will be it for the 10 poses that we discussed today. Thank you for watching. Once again, I'm Ranbir, and remember, be safe, be kind, and be happy.